both eyes closed.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to. Look at what
The neon lights, forbidden delights, come have it all, right here in Atlantic City.
Hey, you got a great voice, lady. Wish I could stay awake to hear it.
Excuse me? Just who do you think you're speaking to?
Oh, shut it, Connie. You're always starting crap.
I got the right to say what I mean. Your fancy jazz is putting me to sleep.
Really? Now I don't know what indignities you and this country thrift store are forced to survive out here.
Hey, I scavenged these threads from Charleston landfill, fair and square.
You're living in a bubble, lady. The wasteland ain't no place for some schnazzy pre-war nightclub.
Get out of my club! Get out! Out!
Whoa, jeez Louise. You don't have to tell me twice.
By the way, your singing sucks anyway.
Ah! The nerve!
Well, that was embarrassing. Welcome to the Rose Room. Anything to drink? I apologize on behalf of my mother. We'll have enough trouble getting people in here without her immediately scaring them away. To be honest, this is more turnout than I expected. Which is welcome, of course. I mean, I just hope the rest of them are friendly. Anything to drink? Yeah, well, I've got more of them than I'd like. Sorry, it's not your job to hear me complain. It's your job to relax, have a drink, and enjoy the music. So, what can I help you with? Yeah, I really could. My mom thought we weren't going to have any trouble tonight, but the crowd I've seen so far, I have my doubts. Big ones. If you feel inclined, could you keep an eye out? Maybe, if it's necessary, handle a fight? But keep a low profile about it, so Mom doesn't freak out. I'd really appreciate it. Really? You mean it? Go ahead and join the audience. If nothing happens, then, you can enjoy the show just like everyone else. I hope that's the case, but, you know, better safe than sorry. And thank you. I do really appreciate the help.
Hello, folks. Rowdy-looking bunch out there. Well, as I say, there's no better cure for a long day than some snazzy tunes. Sit back and enjoy.
I can't listen to this baloney no more. Let's light this place up.
God damn it!
Everyone, done! You see me give the goddamn signal. Let's make this God, tough.
We live to fight another day.
What in God's name is happening?
They were simple instructions. How hard is it to follow simple instructions?
Vincenzo, why is my audience dead?
Why don't you ask this guy before he croaks?
I mean, really. What does on my signal mean to you?
What's your pleasure?
Does it mean whenever the hell you want? Didn't turn out well for them. What about me, huh? Condemned to death by the stupidity of others. It was simple. Wait for all the Russos to be in the room together. Shoot on my signal. Couldn't follow either one. almost makes me happy to be put out of my freaking misery. Wouldn't you like to know?
Whoever it was, they're wasting their time sending you all this way.
Hey, I told them the same thing, lady. Starting to think they wanted to get rid of me, too.
Vincenzo, what did you do?
What? Really? You of all people are gonna point your finger at me?
Guess every one of you nutsos has a reason to be afraid of payback from Atlantic City. Sleep tight, Russos. I may not be the last to come for you.
Just nonsense is all it is. We can't let them scare us.
We don't know who they are to begin with.
Oh, don't act like you're above all this. For all we know, someone at City Hall has it out for you.
I can't even begin to tell you how little you know about me and City... Shit, Abbie, are you okay?
They're gonna come for me. Get away from me. They know. I thought I covered my tracks. They're gonna come back. They're gonna...
What are you talking about?
She's got the shakes. Could be she's danced with the devil.
You're my own mom. Don't talk to me like...
Crap. I think you're right.
Those who fancy themselves part of the Atlantic City high life have access to a special intoxicant. They drink the devil's blood. I should have paid more attention. Must be the stress of the move got to her.
You say that now? All of this was your idea. We're so busy dealing with your problems, there's no room for anyone else.
Is that really how you feel, Vincenzo?
Yes, it is 100% absolutely how I feel.
After everything I've done for us, everything I've sacrificed. Unbelievable.
Crap. I think I went too far. Sorry about all this. I was right to expect trouble, just not this much of it.
Get away.
Just... please go talk to my mother for me. It was a bad time to set her off. Right now, we just need to figure out how to help Abbie.
Must have left something. Where did I screw
Me?
up?
It's, possible, but I wouldn't be the first in line for elimination. Anyway, that's not important right now. Those people are dead, and Abbie's alive. But that could change if we don't get her treated.
So cold.
Thank you. I know you'll have better luck than I would.
Opening night is a failure. I offer drinks, games, music, more excitement and luxury than this dreary mountain range has ever seen. And what do I get? An audience full of hitmen, a strung-out daughter, and an unappreciative son! Just ridiculous! Nothing makes sense anymore! Welcome to my life. Nothing has gone right since the bombs, and that's a damn long time to make the show go on. Of course he does. And I'd like one thing in the last 20 years of my life to count as a success. Is that so much to ask for? Ah, fine. I'll come downstairs and help. The extra moment of peace isn't worth delaying the inevitable. But it's not like I'll be able to do anything anyway. Oh, and just what are you implying? You don't know anything about me. I did what was necessary to survive in a cutthroat industry full of insane people. If they'd come after me for that, let them. Do me one favor first. Go upstairs and let my husband Antonio know what's happening. He may not understand, but he should at least be told.
Must have left something.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Welcome to the Russo's Haven. How do you like the festivities? Blood of the devil? No, that doesn't sound like something anybody should be drinking. What should you do? About what exactly? I can't help you if you don't tell me what the problem is. Hitman? What hitman? Have you been watching too much television? Going already? But you just said hello.
You're back. Thanks for that.
What was that?
Look, I've done some thinking. Devil's blood is highly addictive, and withdrawal is dangerous. It could even be fatal. We're hundreds of miles away from anyone who knows what to do about this. Doctors here are only going to know about regular chems.
A doctor's not good enough
Something.
anyway.
Where
We
did I
need the
screw
blood.
up?
Correct. And the only way to get to Atlantic City in a timely fashion is a vertibird. Say, you don't happen to be on good terms with the refuge, do you?
What was that?
That's a boon we really need right now. I need to ask you something crazy. Because you don't really know us, and really, from what you've seen so far, have no reason to trust us. But my sister is in trouble, so I'm going to ask. Could you fly to Atlantic City and bring back a dose of Devil's Blood?
You make the second part of that sound like a simple ask.
I did say it was crazy. But please, and I really mean it, it'd be a bad idea for any of us to go back there right now. If newcomers like us could even negotiate a flight in the first place. It's an exclusive chem, typically only accessible to high society and to the people that source it, the mob. You'll have to find one of them. See what you can negotiate. You're not joking, right? Oh, you can pull this off. Abbie needs you too. Please, just let us know as soon as possible if anything goes wrong. I'll do whatever I can for her in the meantime.
As I've said, Mrs. Russo, the facilities are available to responders and refugees.
I am responding to a need to save an addict from the terrifying consequences of indulgence. I suppose your charity doesn't extend to dirty junkies. Is that it?
As it stands, I have no way to verify your story. Had you a prior relationship with us, or the victim was present for our medical staff to...
Prior relationship? So this is a refuge ruled by nepotism, is it?
I deeply apologize for the commotion, darling. We do strive to make every visit to the White Spring a pleasant one.
Finally, you've arrived. I was resigned to having to convince this lunatic that my daughter is dying all by myself.
Do you know this woman? Ah, wonderful.
I believe an apology is in order.
Apologies are ordered to those who deserve them. Nonetheless, it behooves the refuge to help those in need. Perhaps you could provide more coherent details regarding this woman's conundrum.
Don't tell people about that. You'll scare away the customers.
A nightclub. Here, in the rural mountains of West Virginia.
From what I've seen, you hippies could really use the excitement.
Oh dear. I don't even know where to begin with correcting you. In that case, you will be happy to hear that the leaders of Atlantic City are sponsoring travel for visitors. You might speak to Mr. Jeremiah Hopkins about it, if you haven't already. He has a booth out in the common area, beside the stage. So long as you're willing to provide assistance to the locals during your travels, you may fly to Atlantic City whenever you'd like.
Incredible. Was that so difficult?
You're graciously welcome for the flight, Mrs. Russo. Now I'm afraid I have other duties to attend to. Lennox shall be happy to board you once your preparations are complete. Excuse me.
It baffles me how you're able to deal with that person. I mean, where are they from? The 17th century? Oh, you were you? And what was I supposed to do? Just leave my daughter's fate in the hands of some stranger hundreds of miles away? For all I know, you might throw back the blood at your first opportunity. Then you'll find yourself splayed out naked on the boardwalk 2 days later, choking on your own vomit. I suppose the showman would dispose of you before letting you bare your cheeks on their turf. And then where would that leave me? And Abigail? Wonderful. I'll be having a drink at the bar until our departure. I'll need it to get me through that dreadful flight.
Excuse me! Sorry to interrupt you. I just heard you were going to Atlantic City and it's not safe there. There's a monster. I saw it. People keep going missing. That's why I left.
You're not mouthing off about some Jersey devil, are you? What a load of hogwash. My parents told me that story when I was a child to scare me into submission. Well, it didn't work, and no Jersey devil has snatched me from my bed.
It's real, I swear! Loud tourists, low-tier entertainers, showgoers on their way home from the pier. The devil swoops down from the sky and swallows them whole.
The perfect cover story to disappear anyone inconvenience. That devil almost got me too! Oh, good thing I fled to the mountains!
At least I warned you. Better for my conscience. Keep your eyes on the skies.
Honestly.
Oh, did it always smell like this? You would think in a city, people could find a civilized place to relieve themselves. Oh. We are in the Casino Quarter, which is owned and operated by the Mafia. Toward the coast, we have the boardwalk, proving ground of the showman. And further inland is the city center, where the government continues to keep things half-functioning. Oh, smells like they need to hire another garbage man, however. The best bet I can give you is a fellow named Stanley Soriano. He spends all his free time at the High Rollers Lounge in the Neapolitan Casino. Stan is a weak link. Make him feel important, and he'll serve up practically anything on a silver platter. Me? Oh, that would be a bad idea. You be a doll and handle the communications. I'll meet you back here once the job is done. Oh, don't be silly. I'm like a handler. I have to be present to make sure you get the job done. That doesn't mean I'm going to be the one to do it. Don't you worry about what I'm occupied with. It'll just be a distraction. Don't wait up for me. Or actually, do. One should always have an escape plan.
Royal flush again? You must have the angels on your side, my friend.
You mean you don't see it, Stan? He's playing. Ain't nobody got that kind of luck. Oh, come on. You know I'd never play you, Stan. You're the man. You know what I love most about you, Stan? How much faith you put in your friends. This is ludicrous.
Oh, now what you gonna do that for? You really think he was playing me?
Come on, Stan. 3 royal flushes in a row? You grab that cash and take care of your family. I'm headed out.
You looking at something? You heard of me? Well, as a matter of fact, I am Stanley Soriano, proud father, handler of official business, and avid patron of this fine establishment. How can I help you? Whoa there! Now, I can hook you up with all kinds of camps, but as for the blood, what makes you think a nobody like you should get access to Atlantic City's most sought-after camp?
Tampering with the slots again. That grifter's gonna ruin our reputation around here.
You know, you do look familiar. You don't happen to be one of those out-of-towners helping out around here? Well, all right. A friend of the family deserves a taste of the best our city has to offer. But first, you'll have to prove yourself trustworthy. Provide service for the family, and you'll be rewarded. Cross the family, and you end up on our hit list. See, a young showman known as Zaid stole some blood from our stores a few nights back. He's got a show on tonight. And those who don't respect our rules don't get to live freely. You want the blood? Then that show don't go smoothly. And Zaid gets the message to never even dream about stealing from us again.
I gotta tell Joey to plug up the basement in the Neapolitan. The overgrown are getting in again.
So you can understand something real clearly. What you're about to do to young Zaid, that's what'll happen to you if you get any funny ideas about how to source more blood. You want another taste? You gotta come through the family. Officially. That's the lesson of this assignment. Sounds like we have an understanding. Now listen carefully. You're gonna have to get backstage somehow. Maybe by posing as a cast member. That's your best shot at getting access to Zaid. Once you've got an opportunity, it's up to you how you want to deal with him. I'll meet you outside after the show. Don't disappoint me. Capiche?
Welcome, welcome. Here to be amazed, shocked, and entertained? Well, tonight, as our lucky 13th customer, you will get all of that and more for free. Congratulations.
The elite's got it good. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a taste.
That it is. Opening night for our shining young star. Please head straight inside to the stage and take care not to enter restricted areas. We may be a bit late tonight, as we are still awaiting the arrival of one of our cast members. The show simply cannot start without our star clown. Trust me, they are worth the wait.
It's a soundless world.
Tibbles? Is that finally you? Late on opening night? Who hired you? Was it me? We'll be served on a plate to the ravenous masses with their vicious, quivering jaws. Oh, get to the stage already! They await your opening act! I'm not ready yet. I can't be seen like this! Why are you asking me? Everyone knows Evelyn Russo. Oh, how beloved she was. How terrible her humiliation. An artist like her would never accept such a fate. Oh, but that'll be me if you don't get out there soon. Quickly now! You're ruining us! Not just a show, a masterpiece, an indelible memory. Go now, before our audience turns rabid. They must be starving.
And now, for your opening act, please welcome to the stage the funniest, the wackiest, the most diabolical Star Clown! This zany jokester never shies from a good gag, even at their own expense. But why don't I let them show you what I mean? Fun fact, nothing stimulates the clown's appetite more than a hearty laugh. A hungry clown will prance and frolic to earn a mouthful of their favorite food, delivered with enthusiasm by their jovial leader. Please welcome this giggle of clowns to the stage and bear witness to their feeding frenzy.
Satiated my appetite.
And now, for a classic trick with an explosive twist. Watch as this deviously dexterous merrymaker juggles live grenades!
Nate! Wait! Oh my god!
That looked like it hurt! We'll be passing out warm towels to wipe any blood off. Let's give it up for our Star Clown!
You? What are you doing here? You followed me, didn't you? You better explain yourself. Help you? I have enough to worry about as it is. You weren't supposed to know about all this. There's no avoiding it now. I used to be the star around here. I deserve to have it back. That stage is mine. I'm taking it from this up-and-coming nobody to remind this city exactly what they lost. Or at least, that was my plan. You being here really puts a damper on things. You and Vincenzo have that situation handled. This family has never needed me. Antonio was always busy, and Abigail followed him like a dog. Vincenzo handled everything around the house, but the crowd. They always loved me. I gave them something. I still have more to give. I get rid of Zaid before the final act. Indispose him, mind you. I'm not a murderer. I go on in his place. Put on the show he was meant to. No safety protocols. I prove to the city that if it's truly what they want, I too can evolve. That I'm still worth something. I was the best singer in Atlantic City. Everyone wanted me. and the world ended. And everyone changed. That Charlotte bitch started feeding them adrenaline in place of talent. I can't compete with a chemical reaction. My only chance to stay relevant was to join them. I became a showman. I put my act on a dangerous high-rise, let people get off thinking they might see me topple to my death. But I have too much to live for. I was on wires the whole time. I fell one day and the jig was up. After that, the showman wanted my head. I need a chance to redeem myself. These people, they used to love me. They just need to be reminded of that. Then you understand why I have to do this. It's my only chance. I'm nothing without it. What other option do I have? People aren't interested in anything else. At least not here. I'd rather sell out than become completely irrelevant. Worthless. Unwanted. Nonsense. They were always complaining about me, calling me a diva. Vincenzo would tell me to get out of the way so he could do things properly. I'm nothing but a failure to them. They have no appreciation. Perhaps you're right. I've spent so much time blocking them out, focusing on myself. Of course they'd be angry at me. That's what makes it so hard. I never intended to let them down.
Is that Evelyn Russo? The disgrace? Oh! Mother has to hear about this! She's gonna send the whole city after you!
Wait! Come back here, you pathetic nobody! Shit. I didn't expect them to raise the alarm so soon. Well, I don't have much time before every showman on the boardwalk is chasing after me with a machete. But before I go, the least I can do is help you help Abigail. So tell me what needs to be done. So, it's dirty business. Well, nothing new in this city. Now, the final act of this little show involves the star clown, you, throwing knives at poor Zaid against a decorated backboard. There's an obvious option there if bloodshed doesn't make you, queasy. But we do know the showmen take cheating very seriously. And it just so happens that Zaid wears a protective vest underneath his costume. Puts a sour taste in my mouth, knowing exactly how that feels. But it's the showmen who are delusional, not Zaid and I for valuing our own lives. I'll leave the job to you. I need to scram before Charlotte's loyal human dogs sniff me out.
A night of heart-throbbing classics! Where would we be without them? For hundreds of years, art has risked heart and soul, life and limb. So I close with one last visceral threat. The curve of blade to neck. Tantalizingly close. Assistant! Master of laughs! Let loose! And don't you dare gut me! club! Ah! This? It isn't at all what it looks like. My costume, the layers! Oh, it's over! Mother! It's over! I fooled myself. They all see it. Oh, I've got to get out of here. Where can I hide?
Who is that wearing my oversized shoes? You think just anyone can honk and giggle? You made me a punchline! I'll make you pay with your funny bone. I'll twist your neck like a balloon.
Distinguished guests, clowns, and showmen, brace yourselves for an unexpected encore. For this impersonating intruder cannot be allowed to leave unpunished. This is now an open fire venue. Proceed calmly to the nearest exit, or grab your gun and join the fun!
I heard the news. Showman are gonna have his head. Probably would have been nicer to cut off a limb or two. As promised, a taste of the devil himself. Now, don't you go blabbing about where you got it. Stan's got a tight ship to steer. Now, didn't I just say I got a tight ship to steer? Even if we did have such a doe snooping around the family, who finally got too damn entitled for her own good, I wouldn't tell you nothing about that. Of course not. I wouldn't tell you how useless it would be to go after that little girl. We'd have to have a big damn reason to send guys that far away. And that girl ain't it. See, I wouldn't tell you about any of that. And that's why they count on Stan. You understand why, now that I've spelled it out for you? Now don't you forget what Stan did for you. Capiche?
Tell me you have the dose. You're a lifesaver. All right, Abbie. Down the hatch.
Ven? Mom? And... who are you again? Feels... nice. Oh, right. Guess I'm in trouble again, huh?
This is just temporary. We need to find you a real solution. An antidote. You got into this, Abs. Do you know anything about getting off it?
Well, maybe Dad would have told me if he hadn't cut me out. But that's all water under the bridge, though. Everything's dandy now. We're in West Virginia. It's a new start. No more jobs, no more Dad. Everything's good. It has to be.
Dad? Thing is, I've tried to get answers from him about all kinds of things. But if he knows something about Devil's Blood, it has to still be in there somewhere. Maybe you'll have better luck than me. Look, I know it's awkward, but would you try talking to him? I wasn't sure if you had already put it together, but Dad was a big player in the family. It makes sense that he might know something about blood. The question is if he knows anything that could help Abbie. And if it's still possible to coax it out of him somehow. Well, that's a bit complicated. Him and Abs used to be really close, back when she was younger. We never understood what changed. And now, maybe we never will. It's been really tough for her.
Now, there's no use rehashing all of that. We got you the blood, didn't we? That's what matters.
We? Don't tell me you went with them.
Well, what's with the accusatory tone? I helped, didn't I?
You helped? Why don't you tell me what actually happened? It could have been dangerous.
Oh, I'll spill the beans. They're going to fall out eventually. When I heard you had a way to fly to Atlantic City, I saw an opportunity to redeem myself. To steal the stage and show them Evelyn Russo, the fearless songstress, to remind the audience what they loved about me. But the showman found out before I could do anything, and it was all for the better. I don't know what possessed me. Going on stage without a proper act prepared, it would have been a disaster.
Are you crazy? You're lucky you made it back alive. When will you think about us for once? What you're leaving behind?
Yes, there's that aspect of it as well. You have to understand, Vincenzo. My life has always been showbiz. I don't know who I am without it. But here's to me finding out. I realized I have another role to play here, as your mother. Perhaps I haven't committed to that as fully as I should have.
Wow. Is this an apology?
Yes, whatever you want to call it. I say we've gotten too sentimental already, but well, there you have it.
I just hope that you mean it. We really need you here.
And here I am. But let's not make it awkward, shall we? We have Abigail to worry about at the moment.
Hey. Thanks. You saved my sister's life.
Abigail? Are you, all right, dear?
Who, me? You're really asking?
Of course, darling. We're going to get you out of this conundrum. If anyone knows how to slink out of a mess, it's your mother. Never mind that there's usually another one waiting. We'll tackle that when we get to it.
Yeah, we will. Won't we? Thanks, Mom.
I'm determined.
Oh, it's you! Who were you again?
I wonder what Pop knows.
Helping the family out? Oh, no, that's dangerous work. Hope you're being safe about it. Abbie, in trouble? If only I could have. If only I could have. If only I could have spent more time with her. Abbie, darling, such a strong child.
So what did Pop have to say? Anything comprehensible? Pop, so he's not totally gone. Well, that's reassuring. Or upsetting. Haven't decided yet, and don't have time to.
I may be doomed to search my own
Well, if he won't help us, we'll need more of a Hail Mary. Yeah, I'm sure. That chem is much too strong. It's taken more lives than I can count. We can't afford to give her a drop more. I agree. Ever since Abbie mentioned Pop, I've been racking my brain, trying to remember anything he might have told me. I remember he would take business trips to the city center. That's government territory, so it always struck me as out of character. He told us he had a warehouse there. Never said what it was for, and I never found out either. If he really was involved with Devil's Blood, though, maybe that place has something to do with it. Maybe the family is keeping stock there. Even an antidote if we're lucky.
I'm not sure how much longer I can survive outside the city.
That's right. It's a lead. It could come to nothing, but it's worth a shot. Better than twiddling our thumbs while Abbie wastes away. Alright, we'll need to borrow that vertebrate of yours again. I'm coming with you this time. We'll fly into downtown, and I'll get us in contact with an old friend of mine familiar with the rumors. She'll know where to go from there. Okay, now that we're here, it's time to find Sloane. She used to patrol this area. Said if I ever needed help, to head this way, and she'd find me.
Here we are, eh, girl? New horizons.
Of course we can trust her. Do you think I'd put my sister's life in her hands if we couldn't? Look, before I moved to Appalachia with my family, I spent some time... I left the family business and joined the municipal government. Sloane was my colleague. I wanted to make something more of my life. The Munis help the people of Atlantic City rather than exploiting them. Sloane is a good person. I'm sure she won't lead us astray. That wasn't what I expected. We live to fight another day.
Didn't think I'd ever hear that whistle again, Ben. But it sounds as good as ever.
Thanks, Sloane. I bet you thought you were rid of my poor aim when I left the Munis.
You know I never wanted to be rid of you in the first place, but... yeah, I really did. Always nice to see some friendly faces. Though I don't recognize yours.
Let's see what Sloane has to say.
What brings you back to AC, Ven? You bringing me a new recruit?
I've come to ask you a favor. Remember those reports we used to get about the family snooping around our turf? We're here to find them.
The family? Steer clear of them, Ven. They're trouble. What has you looking for those gangsters anyway? Your new friend here drag you into this? A cure? I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means.
Abbie's on Devil's Blood. We're here trying to find an antidote. I know the mob moves in and out of the district. Don't ask me how. It's the perfect place to hide chems. Tucked in a dangerous part of town, away from their precious casino, out of the spotlight. If they do have a warehouse here, maybe we can find a lead on a cure. Please, I need your help.
That she held on the way in. We'll see about the way out.
I'm so sorry. You know I want to help. But first, I've got my own problem to solve. I'm only out this way because my squad got scattered fighting Overgrown nearby. I'm still missing a lot of my people. I need to find them. But there's a lot of ground to cover.
Listen, you're our best bet for finding that warehouse. Let us help you. Together we can find your squad faster, and then you can repay the favor.
Really? Are you sure? Abbie needs you.
Like I said, to help Abbie, we need you. Plus, I can't just leave my old comrades to die.
If you insist, I won't turn you down. But I hope you aren't doing this out of some misguided sense of guilt. And what about you? You as good a Samaritan as Mr. Russo here? You really must be new here. Think plants, but mutants. They creep over everything and everyone, devouring it all. Their spores infect things and turn them into mindless drones. They've always been out there in the Pine Barrens, ever since the war. It's our job to keep them out of the city proper, so the people here can enjoy the lives they've made for themselves. I like that attitude. All right. I saw some of my cadets head down the road past your makeshift landing pad. Head over there and help out anyone you can find. Vin and I will take our own path and help out the rest. Meet us up the road closer to City Hall when you're done. I have a hunch about where we can find that warehouse of yours. Good luck. Thanks, Vin. You held up pretty well after your hiatus.
It's nice to know I haven't lost my touch. Oh, that brought back some memories.
Missing the good old days?
Oh, I don't miss the danger. But it does feel good to be a Muni again. Even as a fill-in. Stay. I couldn't do that. Right? My family needs me in Appalachia. Abbie needs me.
Abbie. Poor girl. I hope for her sake, whatever hunch you have pays off. You should check down this alley. We've seen family members hanging around a building down there. I don't want to fight, so we've never pressed them on why. Could be what you're looking for.
If they're guarding a building off their usual turf, it has to be something important. But how do we get in? That sounds extreme.
Hey, let's not turn this into a blood feud with the family if we can help it, all right?
Oh, you sure? The family doesn't always respond well to reason. If you say so, but if things start going south, bail and find another way in. Fighting is a last resort.
I'm telling you, it's real.
Just be careful. We don't need a fight on our hands.
You're pulling my leg. There's no way.
It's true.
So how you gonna prove it? Gonna pull one out of thin air?
Hey, you! Yeah, you! You're gonna come over here and settle an argument for us. We was just about to take our lunch break, but I ain't leaving until we figure this out. Tell us, guy, it's real. The $2 bill! That's right. This moron doesn't think it exists.
And this moron thinks it does. Proof. I need physical proof. What in the... Let me see that. Well, I'll be damned. Is this some kind of trick? No. It is real.
I told you so. Now, let's get some grub. I'm starving.
Hey, you didn't forget to bring the spare key with you, right?
You did the right thing.
That's what I keep telling myself. But there's a part of me that still thinks I did wrong. By you.
You know I'd love to have you back then. But Abbie comes first. Find
back.
anything?
That was incredible. What did you find? Really? Then we were right. I can hardly believe it.
I think I know the building you're talking about. We received reports of people slinking around that area, but it's so full of overgrown that I dismissed the idea out of hand. That was dumb of me. Let's head that way, see what's there. Maybe we can sneak inside.
We used to use pipes like these to pump the water out of buildings and go hunting for salvage. But couldn't we reverse the flow? And use the pressure to flush the family out? With the right adjustments, we can blast enough water inside to take out any guards and create some kind of opening.
Now that you mention it, we did have an incident once where a newbie mixed up the valve order and blasted a bunch of overgrown to Kingdom Come.
That's a risk. But if we control the pressure correctly, we should be alright. You'll just have to trust me on execution. Really? I thought it was kind of brilliant myself.
It sounds kind of ridiculous, but I've seen it happen before. If it does work, it would also catch any guards by surprise.
have a little faith, will you? I know it sounds creative, but it will work.
It's a good plan, Vin. But this is the end of the line for me. If a municipal officer got caught assaulting a gangster hideout, it could jeopardize the peace we have in Atlantic City. Before I go, though, I want to make you an offer. I want you to come back to us when this is all through. Curing Abbie takes precedence. I would never say otherwise. But it's clear you missed the job. We'll take you back. I'll pull whatever strings are necessary. What do you think?
I knew this was coming, but I'm still not sure what to say. In my heart, I'm uni, but I left for a reason. My family needs me, desperately. If I'm not there for them, they'll probably devolve into raiders or ghouls or worse. And I'm only half joking. I need to think about it. I will take it seriously. I promise.
I know you will. I'm sorry to make you choose again, but I really do feel it would be right for you to return. Think it through. I'll be here for you either way. Good luck, Finn.
Okay, concentrate. Back to business. I've needed a breather for years. But we're too close to our goal. Let's keep going. These pumps are finicky. We'll need to turn the valves in the right order to reverse the flow. The valves are marked with their numbers. I think the order should be 3, 2, 4, 1. Can you remember that? You're going to have to try. If you mess up, I'll be here to remind you. It shouldn't be too dangerous. I don't think. Whoa, that did it. Let's get in there and figure out what's left. We did it! The plan worked! Okay, now we just need to look around and see if there's a cure stashed here somewhere. Before we do, though, tell me something. Once we're all past this, do you think I should come back here? Leave the business, try and return to my old life? I guess it is. It's just hard to come to terms with that. I chose a different path, after all. I never saw myself as someone who would drop everything to follow his dream. It just never seemed realistic. When my family came begging, I went back to them. It just seemed like the right thing to do. I always want to do what's right. I'm just not sure what that is right now. What would you do in my position? That's a very blunt assessment, but I appreciate your honesty. Maybe I need to give my own happiness priority. You've given me some food for thought. Thank you. I'll sort out my own feelings later. Now, it looks like there's another floor to this place. Let's get up there and take a look. Well, who do we have here?
Hey, look. I just work here, okay? I don't want any more trouble. Take what you want, but don't hurt me. Me? I'm Jean. I cook blood for the family. Not my first choice, but it has its perks. Wait, why am I answering your questions? Who are you? What are you doing here? Cure for devil's blood addiction? That info is what we call classified. You'll have to make me an offer better than the kneecaps I'll lose for telling you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Point taken. Look, I would if I could, okay? But I can't cook an antidote for devil's blood. Not with what I got here. I only use synthetic materials. Hate to talk down my own product, but, yeah, it's almost like knockoff stuff. Wasn't always that way. In the good old days, before I was caged up like a lab rat, we used a pure, organic compound. But times have changed.
But if you had that organic compound, you could create an antidote? Can't we get it for you?
Well, maybe if you could get it. But good luck with that. Even I don't know where it comes from. Only the original creator does. And he's long gone. Conchita Lombardi drove him into exile when she took power. Might have even whacked him by now. So unless you happen to know where Tony Russo is hiding out, you aren't getting your cure. Sorry, pal.
My father? Damn it, Pop. I knew you had something to do with this. Just not what...
Wait... Tony is your dad? The mafia boss Antonio Russo? Oh my god. Oh my god, you're Vinny? I really am losing my kneecaps.
Seems like we owe my father another visit. Senile or not. We have to get him to cough up some info if we want to save Abbie.
Senile? Oh, kid! Did you really fall for that act? That man's sharp as a carving knife. He was barking orders right up until he fled. Never a hint of forgetfulness. Oh, I won! He's been pulling the wool over your eyes, Vin. Yeah, I'm just sad to see you fell for it.
He... What? There's no way. Unless... I was pretty busy. And I'd been away from home, working for the Munis for a while. Did I just take it for granted? Yeah. That's, a lot to take in, isn't it? The man created the poison that's killing his daughter. As for the how or the why, only he knows. Though profit and power must play into it. A defense mechanism, I suppose? Maybe he thought if he acted harmless, then the family would have no reason to pursue him to Appalachia. Those hitmen from the Rose Room proved that wrong. You're right. We need to head home and confront my father. Do whatever it takes to make him admit he's been playing us, or dig up something that could lead to a cure. I know this was a lot to go through, but thank you again for doing this. I'll meet you at home when you're ready. I've lost count of how many cigs I've smoked waiting for you to arrive. Not a single one has calmed my nerves. I was hoping they would. I managed to get everyone in one room. It was a lot harder than it sounds. We need to confront my father. He can't hide anymore. Not when Abbie's life is at stake. We're going to tell him that we know. We know everything that he's done. He's going to try to deflect and keep pretending that he's senile. And every time he does, we push back. Good, because I'm not. But we don't have much of a choice, do we? This way.
Mom, will you relax? This isn't helpful. He's sick. We don't even know if what Vin said is true.
Abigail, please. I've handled more than one bad performance in my day. I just didn't think it would be my husband I'm booing off the stage!
Ladies, I do wish that I could help you, but this devil's blood sounds very dangerous.
Just cut the crap! Your acting's not even good. Frankly, it's embarrassing that we fell for it for so long.
What? What's going on? This is all very overwhelming.
Ven, where did you hear that Dad is faking?
I met one of his old business partners, Jean. She told me everything. Pop's been faking senility to get out of AC so that Concerta Lombardi can't have him killed. That's why those hitmen showed up at the Rose Room. Our friend here can back me up.
Is this true? I wish I could say I can't believe it. But, God, Dad, really? This was the first thing your brain went to? To fake dementia?
And this cursed nightclub? All that nonsense you gave me about an Appalachian nightlife. Ah, just another falsehood! No one makes a fool out of me, Antonio Russo!
The only one making a fool out of you is yourself, Evelyn! All of you! So yeah. Yeah. I was playing hooky. You think it's because I like walking around like a dried prune asking what day of the week it is, huh? I had a target painted on my back by the damn mob! Would you rather have a senile father or a dead one, huh? Yeah. Thought so.
I just wanted a dad. Period.
You can write a novel on why you're innocent later. How about we talk about what we're going to do for Abbie?
Hey, let's not overreact now. It's just a little indulgence, right? Who doesn't have a vice these days, huh? She looks fine.
Oh, I've married a Shakespearean villain, haven't I? Our daughter is dying, Antonio.
Why? Oh, would you quit the melodrama for just a few seconds, Evelyn, for the sake of...
For once, she's not being dramatic. According to Jean, Abbie needs a pure sample of devil's blood to make an antidote for her withdrawal symptoms. And you're the only one who knows how to get it.
God's sake. You had to go for the one chem you couldn't come off of. What's the matter with you? All right, Peanut Gallery. There's something you all need to see. Come with me.
Whoa.
Antonio, what is this beast doing in my home? Ah, disgusting.
I've seen one of these before stalking around the city center. Not something I'd want to piss off, I'll say that much.
We started seeing these fellas show up around 10 years ago. Devils, we called them. They're still pretty rare. Elusive.
Then why do you have this?
You tell me, honey. Would the showman pay top dollar for a freak show devil corpse?
So you killed it to make a profit.
Hey, Abbie, look at this thing. What do you think it is, a bunny rabbit? It's as ugly as sin. Look, I needed an edge over Concerta. Quintino had yours truly to be next in line to be godfather, but that little viper wasn't having it. She tried to sabotage me at every turn. I needed to make more caps, prove that I was useful.
And embalming this thing was the answer. Oh, what a ridiculous idea from a ridiculous man.
I'm ridiculous, Miss Primadonna? What wasn't ridiculous was this fella's blood. I originally took it to Jean to get it embalmed, you know, promised her a small cut. But any dreams of a sideshow attraction disappeared when we realized the tantalizing properties of its blood.
Does this mean you still have a sample of its blood? We need to get it to Jean as soon as possible.
It just so happens I do. If what you're saying is true, then we need to act now on an antidote. I'll take Abbie and your friend here to Jean. No water tag-alongs. The damn mob's gonna be swarming our tails the whole way. Concerta will know I'm back the second we touch ground on Jersey soil.
Damn it. If it weren't for the mob... Stay safe, all right, Abbie?
I will. I got us into this mess. The last thing I want to do is to drag you further into it.
I hope you know what you're doing, Tony.
You, me, Atlantic City. Concerta's the little sister of Quintino Lombardi, the godfather. She's an ambitious, conniving brat. Let's just say Quintino named me as his successor, despite me not being his own flesh and blood. The man was sterile. As such, Concerta wanted me out of the picture to take power by force. Many reasons, kid. For one, they're a pain in the ass to kill. They'll turn you into a paper angel before you know it. This fella here is already dead. That makes things a hell of a lot simpler. Two, probably because Vin was too busy fantasizing about unicorns and rainbows or whatever munis do to just suggest that in the first place. Couldn't agree more. Abbie and I will meet you in the city center. Try to get there in one piece. Concerta's goons take no prisoners. Give me and Abbie some time to, catch up.
So, if I help with this...
When you help, not if.
Right, when? Will there be a reward involved? Possibly some blood?
Sure there will. You'll get the gift of continuing to live. The greatest gift of all.
Right! Oh, I forgot how generous you are, Antonio. Oh, a witness. Good. I mean, hello again.
So, you managed to get here in one piece. Took you long enough to get off that vertibird. Time is of the essence here.
Yes, of the essence, right. Of course, yep. You're Abbie, right? You sure you want to get clean?
Focus here, Jeannie.
Focusing. Right. Do you have the sample?
Yeah, but this here is liquid gold. Don't break it.
Give it here.
Hey, Maran, can we maybe speed up the process here?
Dad, just wait.
Oh, no. This isn't good. This is the opposite of good. What is that? Bad? Right. Bad!
What's the problem here?
I wasn't expecting this. This has profound implications, and I don't know where.
Just spit it out already. My daughter is dying, and we don't have the time for you to have your little eureka moment.
The sample you brought me isn't pure enough to make an antidote with.
What?
That's a very funny joke, Gene. That came from the Jersey Devil himself. How can you get any fucking purer?
You're not gonna believe me, but, that wasn't the real Jersey Devil. If such a thing even exists, that is. This is juvenile blood. The one you killed was just a child.
What? So you mean the ones we see coming out of the Barrens is just... it's... children? Then, how big's the father? Huh? Or the mother? It's hard to tell with these things.
I don't know. No one's ever seen it before. Well, live to tell about it, that is. The quantity of neural proteins present in the blood sample isn't fast enough to qualify this as an adult. But if there's a juvenile, that means there's a parent. An adult would have blood potent enough to craft an antidote.
So, you're saying you want us to go into the Pine Barrens and kill an adult devil? Just trying to see if I'm the one who's going nuts, or if it's still you.
But if it's our only option, we've got to.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying.
Right. Looks like you and I have some business to take care of with a gentleman from the Barrens. I'm still trying to process that it's real at all, frankly. Let's just hope that it is. I don't. But it's our only shot, all right? And I don't leave without results. Not sure. Hey, Egghead. How do we draw an adult devil out?
That I can help with. We've got enough here that I can make fake devil pheromones. If you can bring the pheromones to high points in the city center, maybe the scent will draw the devil out of the barrens.
I could probably think of a few places to bring him.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's go.
We? Oh, no, Abbie. You're not coming.
What's your excuse this time? I'm an adult. I can handle myself. I've been handling myself for years now, thanks to you and Mom.
Hey, don't bring your mother into this. Yeah, you've been handling yourself, right? Look how well that's going. You're so strung out, you're on death's door.
Strung out on a chem you sold.
You little... My word is finally. You are not coming. Wait for us here. We'll be back with the blood.
You'll never change, will you?
Go ahead, walk away. It's not like I'm trying to save your life or anything. So, how big do you think this thing is? Think I could take him? How many of these things do we need to scatter? My legs ain't what they used to be, kid. Oh, Maron, I know these pheromones are supposed to attract, but if I was a devil, I would personally be pretty hurt. Could make a pine-bearing scented candle out of these pheromones. Hey, kid, I need a word with you.
Stop.
This is it. Hope my daughter's grateful we're about to whack a living legend for her.
We have ways of getting...
What gave it away? Is it the constant tension, or her blatantly hating my guts? I know you're not supposed to have a favorite kid, but I did. And it wasn't Vin. When Abbie was real little, I took her under my wing.
Only good kind of monster.
She was a total daddy's girl. Showered her with affection, gifts. I used to let her sit in on all of our meetings. I showed her the ropes. I hate to admit it, but she would have been a top-tier maid woman. But there's a reason they call La Cosa Nostra the family. It's 'cause it replaces your real one. And you've got to fuck over your real one to keep the family happy. What didn't change is the real question. Abbie, she was, you know, getting older. Becoming more of a teenager, and less of a little girl. She was growing into a formidable young woman, and that was the problem. It's not that it suddenly became an issue, it's that, well, when you're a kid, it don't mean nothing. It's all fun and games. Once you're an adult, you're locked into that life for, well, life. She was gonna end up just like me. Just, you know, with less respect. There ain't a law saying women can't be in the family, but there's always been opposition to letting them reach positions of power. Yeah, it's tradition.
Nothing to fear here.
It's always been men who have done the killing, stealing, the plotting. I was next in line to be godfather. Do you really think they would have accepted her as my heir with no issues? Just ask Conchetta. Why do you think she has a target on my ass? If she could have been Don, Quintino would have chosen her. She's his flesh and blood, after all.
Mother Charlotte. More like Mother Charlatan.
It was a choice she made, but it was definitely influenced by this. I wasn't about to set Abbie up for disappointment. Trained her all these years just to be rejected. I just distanced myself from her. Didn't let her sit in on my work no more. I never told her why. Over time, she just got the hint.
This city never
That's when
sleeps.
she started acting out.
Again.
She knew I was the big player moving devil's blood around AC. I don't know, she knew I discovered it, but that don't really matter now, does it? There's tons of chems you can get hooked on in this shithole, but She got hooked on one thing that she knew would get my attention. Trouble is, blood is highly addictive. She got in to win my love with some such bullshit, but there's no getting out with that poison. About time someone had some sense. I may be her father, but I ain't her brain. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Cross Buttercup.
Listen, the past is the... Did you hear that? Oh, look at all that blood! Pure devil blood! Do you know how much this shit is worth? I'll tell you what, kid. Why don't you take a little more than you need? It'll take longer, sure, but Abbie's waited this long already. I'm sure she could last a bit longer, and I can take the rest back to Jean and make an exclusive line of elite blood. We could make a killing off it. But there's... Well, you... Yeah, you might be right there. Maybe I'm losing my grip on myself. I'm getting too old to chase these caps, kid. I don't know how much time I got left. The mob aside, I might as well spend the rest of it trying to make it right with my kids, right? Just take enough for Abbie, all right? Just leave the sucker to his own devices. We should get back to Abbie as soon as possible, and, thanks, kid, for showing me the way. It's the dawn of a new era, huh?
You're back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have all your limbs. Exceeding expectations again, I see.
All right, Jeannie, we got the goods. Hey, where's Abbie?
Yeah, about that.
I'm gonna ask nicely one more time. Where is my daughter?
She took off. It wasn't my fault. I swear, Antonio, she just left.
Why on earth would she do that? Her life's in jeopardy, for God's sake.
She said she needed to be alone. That this is a mistake.
What? No, that doesn't make any sense. Did she say where she went?
Sorta. She said she went to the place where she met her real father.
Kids and their dramatics. We need to go find her then. We need to head back out there, quick. I got a bad feeling about this. Yes, genius, I am, and I'm pretty sure I know where it is. It's where she first saw me whack a poor fool on the job. Hard to keep a calendar in times like this, but she was still a kid at the time. Fella owed the family caps for some blood he never paid for. He never came up with the cap, so we wasted him. I wasted him. I guess you could say it was Abbie's first lesson in what happens to an addict at the end of the line.
We don't have much time.
Agree. Let's go. Abbie! There you are!
God, I was hoping you wouldn't find me. Please, just leave me alone. It's best for everyone involved if you just leave me alone.
Abbie, what the hell's gotten into you? We got the sample. You need to come back to the lab.
Why even bother with it? Is there even a point to this antidote?
What are you talking about?
Do you even remember what happened here, Dad? You wasted a guy on blood because he didn't pay up. What even sets me apart from him? Why does he get a bullet to the head and I get an antidote?
Abbie, this is ridiculous. I'm not gonna just let you die over something that happened 14 years ago. We can't just let her walk away.
A normal life, huh? Let me ask you something. What life do I have to return to? What point is there? My mother's too busy looking in a mirror to look at me. My brother can't be there for me for forever. He has his own life to live. My father kills people and ruins their lives for a living, and I've never even been good enough for that. So let me ask you again. What do I have to go back to? With a life like that, what'll even stop me from using again? Then all of this would be for nothing. I would love to believe that. I really would. But how do I know I can trust his word? Anyone can lie. Only actions show change. Consistent action. How do I know anything is going to change? What proof is there? He did? He gave up Caps? I'm not sure if I believe that.
Look, quit making me out to be this horrible bad guy. I just didn't want to waste perfectly good money is all.
It's not about the blood or even the stupid devil. It's about the fact that you've always chosen Caps over me. Why did you walk away from me? What did I do wrong?
You gotta understand, you can't just stand up to the Godfather. You can't disrespect your superiors. I thought you would have learned that.
After everything we've been through, I don't think you have it in you to change, Dad. Not now, not...
I wasn't there for you, and for that, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. But the truth is, you didn't do nothing wrong. And I never hated you. I knew you could never really be in the mob. They would never even let you file their papers, let alone call the shots. I didn't want to set you up for failure, you understand? But I didn't want to break your heart neither. So I just did nothing. But I should have done better. And for that, I'm sorry.
You admitted you were wrong. So maybe it's time I do the same. I never really thought you cared about me. I thought I was as disposable to you as every other addict you wasted. I don't think I deserve special treatment because I'm your daughter. But if I'm going to take this antidote and start a new life, I really want it to be a new life. A new start. No more killing, no more Kims. I want a proper family. I don't want to be on my own anymore.
No, Abbie, you're right. I failed you. All these years, I put Caps and the high life ahead of my family, ahead of my own flesh and blood. I'm the one who owes you an apology, and yes, I am a coward for trying to walk away. I should have done better. But you know, sweetheart, there's still time. If you take the antidote, I can be the father you always wanted from here on out.
I want the antidote. I want to get better.
Let's head back to the labs then. You'll feel better soon.
I'm shocked, to say the least. But in a good way. Maybe this is a chance
Gotta
to
make
start-
the most of these last moments with her. If she'd just look at me.
You're back. Did you get the sample? And, will there be any leftovers? Just one moment. I need to engineer the antidote. Are you sure you want this, Abbie? No more blood. Forever.
Put a sock in it, Gene.
All right. This should be good. Ready, Abbie?
I'm ready as I'll ever be.
I'm right here with you, kiddo. Well? Do you feel any different?
I don't know. Not really. Wait. I feel... the craving is dying down. It's not as intense.
You should feel some immediate relief. But it'll take weeks for the symptoms to fade completely. It'll only get better from here on out. Not worse.
Thank you, Jean. I should be thanking you the most. Without you, I'd still be... I don't want to think about what might have happened to me. Well, I felt like I had to. It being a matter of life and death and all that.
Now, you ready to let go of all this and head home?
I already told you, Dad. I'm staying here. There's just too much to let go of. I need to get away from all of this and start fresh. I'm sorry, but this is goodbye.
Cut the crap, Abbie. You had your tantrum and it's time to move past this. Abbie! God damn it! Well, that's that then. She's made up her mind. My wife and son ain't gonna be too happy about it. You're coming with me to break the news. Be grateful you can walk away from this. Maybe even learn something from it. Avoid making the same mistakes I did. Hey, I'm just some old guy, right? It's your life to fuck up as you please.
Oh,
Well,
hey.
no need to roll out
Nice
the
to see
red
you.
carpet for us, but we're back. The devil coughed up his cure and Abbie is right as rain.
Thank God. Does he mean it, Abs?
Yeah, Vin. I'm back. Really back.
Thank goodness. We're all due for some relaxation now that this is through. Would you like a toast, Abigail?
Let's take it easy on the substances for a while.
Oh, you're right, of course. Goodness. I don't think we've spent this much time in the same room in ages. It's certainly a welcome change. Everyone, please shift to the left if you can. It's my good side.
Mom, all your sides are your good side.
You've grown charismatic with age, Abigail. If only I could say the same for your father.
Hey, not in front of the guest. Speaking of which, why don't you come join the festivities? So is this the part where we give you our gratitude and
What's your
third-born
pleasure?
child?
Make yourself at home.
Who was? You mean to tell me we haven't been a glittering example of peace?
I know
and
this has been a
unity?
roller coaster. Having you looking in from the outside, it shed
my
light on
time
a
wisely,
lot of
please.
things. But I'm hopeful for the future.
I actually have something I want to talk to you all about. This has been on my mind for a while. Ever since we came to Appalachia, I've missed working with the Munis. I don't know if I've ever actually had the chance to express it before, but that work, it meant a lot to me. Helping people,
making a difference that doesn't just get washed away by the next problem. I'm not ready to leave it behind. After this, I'm going back to Atlantic City. I hope you can understand.
Every bird flies the nest, son. If this is your time, then so be it.
Oh, Vincenzo. You really are all grown up. I only hope we've spent enough time together that you won't forget me. Oh, but both my children gone? A mother left to languish in a cabin in the woods. I can hardly bear it.
Hey, haven't you seen the fountain out front? In the realm of post-apocalyptic mountain living, it doesn't get much swankier than this.
I'm glad you're doing this, Ven. I'll miss you. Really miss you. But you deserve to do what makes you happy.
Whew, it, feels really weird to talk about myself.
Oh, you'll get better with practice. I certainly did.
Yeah, maybe a little too good. Don't you think, honey?
You know you love it.
All right. Family meeting's over. As for you, our doors are open. Least we can do in return for your assistance with family matters. Maybe one of these days, we'll even have a happy hour worth inviting you to.
Well, still here. But that's not all bad, right? Alright, I'll bite. What do you want to discuss?
Needed to practice saying this a bit, but,
I guess it went as well as you could hope. Abbie was cured. She and Pops made up. I'm not sure I can get over what my father did to us. Not just us, but to all of Atlantic City. It's unforgivable, really. But if he turns over a new leaf, if he really wants to be forgiven, then... I don't know, maybe we really can be a family again. Maybe for the first time in our lives, we could be happy together. It could be a new start for us. Can't ask for more than that, can you?
The wayward.
Sure.
More like the dragon. I don't want their business anyway.
I just hope that after everything she's been through, that she can change her trajectory now. I mean, maybe with Pop back in her life, things will be different. At the very least, she won't have a hole in her heart to fill with addictions. I think now that we know how she's been suffering, we can all do a better job of being there for her in the future. Well, at least, I hope so.
It's good the girl has her father back. He was always better at the whole mentorship thing. Ugh, if we must. Rehashing old news is so humdrum.
Nothing's ever...
Truth be told, I never thought we would feel like a family again. We all have too many ambitions. Wayward branches growing apart in every direction. At least my daughter has her father back. Those two are always closer than the rest of us. And more importantly, Abigail is still with us. I don't take that for granted. We're going to have some much-needed... what do you call it? Mother-daughter time? What do you even do in those? Paint your nails? Gossip about the new boy at school? Oh, forget it. Maybe I can still pull out the vinyls and convince her to appreciate some fine art.
Hey, how's it going? Sure. I know it's been a lot to deal with. Yeah, sent by Concerta, the late Don's sister. I'm sure they thought they were being sent by the Don himself. With my dad out of the picture, she could maintain power behind the scenes. It's pretty impressive. Against long-standing tradition and the wills of everyone around her, she was still determined to make a way for herself. I only saw her a few times, but she seemed pretty unpleasant. Maybe it was all the pressure. Fighting tooth and nail for something no one wants you to have. I respect it. But thinking about it, I wouldn't have wanted myself to turn out that way. She did. In name only. She would take any spare moment to talk smack about them. I guess she felt backed into a corner. Joining them was the only way to keep an audience. I can't blame her. I think I know how that feels. Yeah, he did. Sorry, I'm really glad for him, honestly. It's what made him happiest. Finn was always there for me. Sometimes he was the only one there for me. I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. I just can't help but think about all the things we should have done for him. If we weren't such a mess, maybe he would have been happy here. With us.
I don't want their business anyway.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's hard to argue with. Makes me look pretty stupid too, huh? What am I gonna do with my life? I thought I had something, but truth is, I don't think I even really want that for myself. I just wanted somewhere to belong. Guess I need to go figure out where that's gonna be.
Feelings for inspiration. Horrid.
I'm thankful. It feels like a fresh start, a chance to breathe out, figure out who I am, what I really want. I don't feel alone anymore. It's lifted this huge weight that I didn't even know was there. And that means I can build from here, the right way. Build some kind of life that I can be proud of. Thank you, again. Well, I may not even be here without your help. Okay. You can ask. Well, isn't it obvious? Because we're a disaster. Whenever people get a glance behind the scenes, the few people my parents... Ben doesn't even tell people who he really is. If you can't keep things together at home... all the time. But I just... Good idea.
I won't be caught
Yeah.
that radioactive slop.
I couldn't accept Dad cutting me out. I was looking for any way to make myself valuable again. Thought that maybe understanding the effects of devil's blood would give me something, so... I broke into the safe house and stole some for myself. It was a stupid idea to begin with, but... I didn't see that at the time. I was just... desperate. Maybe part of it was that I really wanted to be seen as an adult. As someone who could do business. Really proved myself with that stunt, didn't I? Now, that's a question, isn't it? I wish I had an answer. I know I can't just sit at home forever, but for a little while, I'd like to do just that. Talk to Dad more again, help out with the club, or whatever this place is destined to turn into. This family has some catching up to do. Who knows? Maybe my place really is right here. If we can work together and get things off the ground. I think it could be one of the best things that's happened to us. Mom hates it, but maybe it'll wake her up. That scene isn't what it used to be. It never will be again. As for me, I'm just glad to be away from the commotion. And to finally spend some time in the same room with everyone. I think it'd do better if Mom would accept reality and cater to the locals. All the glitz and glamour doesn't work like it did over there. Being here makes me want to relax and connect. Not drown myself in liquor and flashing lights.
If it isn't the family therapist, how's it going? Pretty well, all things considered. I lost out on some major caps, sure, but I got my daughter back. You made me do a bit of thinking, kid, for once. I wanted to pay, same as any other barum, but what's the point of being rich if you got nothing to spend it on, huh? What's the point of living if I ain't doing the whole life thing? You changed my perspective. And that ain't an easy thing to do to an old dog like me.
This, do that.
And what might those be? Not perfect, but then again, things rarely are. But I'm trying, and she can see that. I'm trying to plan out, you know, father-daughter stuff. To bond. It's, kinda feminuccia, but for Rebs, it's worse. I feel like a teenager again. Well, a teenager with crow's feet and frown lines. Sometimes it's easy to lose the spark in a marriage, you know? The passage of time, raising kids, living in a deadly, unforgiving wasteland. These things cause stress and drive people apart. But we're planning date nights again.
I may not have been the one to pull the trigger, but I just stood by and let it happen. I know I was young, but I could have done more. I could have distracted my father, pushed him out of the way, something. I've wanted to put my feelings into words for years, but never thought I'd find the right opportunity. I don't know how to reach you. It's like I'm the unstoppable force and you're the immovable object. You just won't move. I could mold myself into the perfect daughter, play the right cards, but it wouldn't even matter because you'll never change. Maybe I started taking blood to get you to look at me again, but now it's the only thing that makes me feel a little less empty. So you can take that antidote and give it to someone who really deserves it. Someone who has people who love them and can make something of their life. You can have your family, Dad. You already chose the one you wanted, and they even betrayed you in the end. You'll never see me again.
Abbie! Abbie! Wait! We gotta do something. We gotta find her. You need to go after her. How could it be too late? Fuck! How did I get to this? How was I so blind to it? Just go. There's not more we can do here. Tell Jean. We won't be coming back.
Oh, it's you. Did you? Wait. Where's Antonio and Abbie? Did you find her? Why would she do that? That doesn't make any sense. This is just... I mean, it's just very hard to take in. I can only imagine she's gonna keep using blood. That only ever ends up one way. What? You asking me? I don't know how anything turns out anyway. The one thing I do know is what blood does to you. How it takes you to another place. A wonderful place. Why would anyone want to come down from there? There's no point in anything if you do. Especially not if no one cares about you. So, for Abbie, I guess she had enough of the pain. Right? You mean Vinny? Oh, he's gonna be heartbroken. Seems to really care about her. But them's the breaks, huh? Look, I gotta get back to cooking blood. Get out of here before you and me get in trouble.
Well, no need to roll out the red carpet for us, but we're back.
Where is Abigail? Where is my daughter? Antonio?
Why don't you ask our friend here where she went?
Well, is my sister okay? What the hell happened? Please tell me she's all right. What? That can't be.
We don't know if she's dead. Soon to be dead. Or getting hopped up on a new supply.
You mean she's on her own out there?
Oh,
It's one thing after another. I'm losing a daughter, too.
I can't believe this. I should have been there. Maybe I can still do something. Get the vertibird and... Where would I find her? I guess... if that's the choice she's making... we did everything we could. Didn't we?
So that's it, then. We're letting Abigail run off to get strung out in casino quarter alleys for the rest of her life. What kind of family are we?
You're gonna have to believe that I did everything I could, all right, Evelyn?
Abbie is stronger than she knows. Even if she's on her own, she'll get through this. She has to.
She'll learn her lesson one way or another.
Oh, God. My Abigail. Oh, poor sweet girl.
Hey, Mom. I'm here. I'm staying here. We'll get through this together. I guess this is it. Thanks for doing what you could. You took the time to try and help us. A lot of time. That's more than anyone's done for me in a while. I just hope my sister finds the same type of kindness out there. That's all any of us can hope for now. Where did you go, Abbie? For your cooperation. Sorry. What can I do for you?
Another broken nail.
All right, I'll bite. What do you want to discuss? Let's go over it once again. We did everything we could to get Abbie an antidote, yet she's still out wandering the wastes with a terminal addiction. My dad is a gangster, murderer, a drug dealer, and entirely unrepentant for all the misery he's caused the world. And my mother is a delusional train wreck being hunted by the showman. Yeah, never been better. A mob boss? All my life. The architect of Devil's Blood? Yeah, that one's new to me. Look, you can forgive me for avoiding the topic before, but it's not one I'm fond of. I never liked my father's profession. I never agreed with his choices. I've only doubled down with the recent revelations. I thought his disease and our move to Appalachia, it might let us start over. Obviously, it didn't work out that way. I'm heartbroken. She's wandering around out there. Somewhere with a crippling addiction that she can never get over. I can't blame her for leaving, but not taking the antidote? I can't bear to think what she'll go through all alone.
I hope this isn't some attempt at counseling. Our American dream didn't work out exactly as planned. Sue me for it. That seems to be the verdict. I had no idea Antonio was the root of the blood trade.
Nothing's ever simple.
Too crafty for his own good, the cunning devil. Reminds me of the slick young gentleman I fell in love with. Against all rational insights, mind you. Perhaps we need a reminder of those days. A glass of wine by the fire. A perilous dance into the night. Maybe I can surprise him.
All right.
Oh, I'm not sure there's anywhere to go from here. Maybe we are each destined for our heyday to come and pass. Oh, no need to look so glum about it. Just because I'm doomed doesn't mean you are. What would you like me to say? I've moved on and everything's peachy. My daughter is out there doing God knows what. Hopped up on the literal blood of the devil. Who knows if she's even still alive? There's only so much you can do when someone refuses to be helped. Even if it is your little girl.
How do you think I'm holding up? My own daughter just wrote me out of her life like an extra in a movie. And then you're gonna stand there all high and mighty and ask me how I'm doing? Like you don't know already? Like... Sorry, kid. My emotions get the best of me there.
I'm not
Not
sure
used
how
to
much
that.
longer I can survive
Just
outside
got
the
a lot
city.
of regrets right now. Let's leave it at that.
I thought
Look at you, you little loan shark. Chasing me up on my dad's side, see? Well, prepare to be disappointed. It was a classic case of my eyes being bigger in my stomach, or rather, bigger than my wallet. Selling blood outside of AC yields no results. So yeah, neither of us is making a profit off this one. But that's how it goes sometimes. Do you really have to ask? No! I haven't heard anything from her. Next question. Uneventful. But ain't that just marriage? She's more interested in reinventing her dead career than the likes of me. I tried telling her it's a complete waste of time and that she'd be better off just letting it go, but she can't she?